This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Are you ready to travel? We got all the travel buzz here on Smart People, Travel Wise with Alvin Adriano on PHLV Radio.
So hello, and welcome back to our show today. And I'm super excited to talk travel today, and we have a wonderful guest on today's episode. I really want to thank all of our viewers who've been supporting the show and making this all possible. Thanksgiving is this week, and I'm overwhelmed with gratefulness and thankfulness for all of you and this show. So thank you. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with each of us every week and allowing us to be part of your life. So if you're just catching this show, my name is Alvin Adriano, CEO of TravelWise International, and I'm your host for today. Remember, if you are watching live, hashtag live, and if you're watching this on the replay, please hashtag replay. Make sure to drop your city and where you're watching from in the comments. So let's make sure we all celebrate our viewers. Now, travel continues to pick up, and we've been able to chat with some of the biggest names in the industry, from destination boards, hoteliers, cruise lines, and tour operators. But lately, we've been able to bring on some wonderful guests who've been pushed our imagination when it comes to new adventures. Well, our guests today will even open more doors for us and introduce us to a smaller market within the cruise industry, the luxury market. So Regent Seven Seas began in 1992 and has sailed to over 300 international ports around the globe. Their itineraries are focused on immersive exploration to see the hidden gems in places yet you've never been before. Travelers who sail with Regent enjoy free business class air, free shore excursions, and free Wi-Fi coupled with unrivaled and unparalleled experiences on board their ships. So how much would you guys pay for an unbelievable experience? Well, in today's show, we'll be bringing an industry veteran who knows all about travel. She has worked in the cruise industry for more than 15 years, and she's here to share her insights today. On today's show, we'll be chatting with Business Development Manager from the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, Ms. Janelle Valentino. Janelle is a business development manager for Regent Seven Seas, and she's been in the industry for 15 years. She started in August 2015 as a reservation agent and was quickly promoted to the Reservations Supervisor. In 2017, Janelle joined the sales team as an executive account for strategic accounts, paving her path to her current role. Prior to joining Regent, Janelle spent 8 years working for Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises in various positions, including customer service, groups, and revenue administration. So please smash those heart buttons and please welcome Miss Janelle Valentino. Hi, Janelle.
Hi, Alvin. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to be here and talk with you and your wonderful guests. So thank you for this opportunity to get to tell everyone about Regent.
Awesome. Yeah, I know it's great. I mean, having platforms like this has been a blessing. You know, a lot of times, you know, in the travel industry, we have marketing and visibility because a lot of people don't know the different ways you can travel. So I'm glad that we have this platform to really highlight some of the reasons why Regent has been so successful over the years.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I mentioned a little bit about your, I guess, your journey or your story in the travel industry, but can you elaborate more about how involved and passionate you are about travel? Yeah,
of course. So, you know, you don't stay in the travel industry for this long if you're not passionate about it. I wasn't looking to get in the travel industry. It just kind of fell into my lap. A very good friend of mine introduced me, and the rest is really history. I spent about 8 years with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises. And as you mentioned, I did everything from customer service to reservations to executive escalations, groups, revenue management, operations, everything you can think of, I did it. So I have a very well-rounded understanding of the industry as a whole, as well as our internal processes and procedures. And coming from that contemporary premium cruise line, I have a little bit of each each brand, shall I say, under my belt. So I understand the contemporary, the premium, and the luxury market, and how to take those contemporary and premium clients and upgrade them to luxury as well.
Awesome. And so you've been a cruise girl for a while now. So
yes,
it's been a rough time for the cruise industry lately. So I'm pretty sure you guys are so excited to set sail again, huh?
Yes, of course. We are beyond thrilled. We were not some of the first to get back in the water, and there was a reason for that. We wanted to really stick with our originally planned itineraries and not make many changes for our guests.
Sure.
We really take pride in our itineraries and in planning, and our guests book specifically for that reason. So we did our best to stick with the originally planned itineraries while introducing some new itineraries. And it was only made sense to start with our Seven Seas Splendor, who got her inaugural season was completely cut off due to COVID. So she was our first back in the water on September 11th. And she is finally kicking off her inaugural season doing during Europe and Mediterranean.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So the pandemic really affected many industries, especially tourism. And I can't imagine how much the effects that it had on the cruise industry. And so, we talk about it all the time, but, tourism plays such a big factor in the global economics, not just for the cruise ships, but for the ports that they bring in. And so, you mentioned before that you had to cut short your inaugural. What other, how has the pandemic been for Regent, and have you guys innovated in any ways during it?
So I think the pandemic for Regent has probably been very similar to all our brothers and sisters in the industry, not just our supplier brothers and sisters, but our travel advisors, our travel partners, and our guests. Our guests want to be out there cruising. Yeah. So we're all equally impacted, and not only from that, how we were impacted professionally, but we all dealt with a lot of personal health and concerns and just a lot of worry that involved both our personal and professional lives. Mm-hmm. So I think with Regent, in the beginning, I want to say there was almost this state of denial or disbelief. Yep. We thought that, we were going to be going home for a couple weeks and that was it. We'd be done back in the water and everything would go back to normal. And then, that fear and uncertainty started to kick in on not just the fear and uncertainty related to the virus itself and our personal lives and health, but to our careers, our jobs, and our entire industry as a whole. So it was a really scary time. We still are dealing with some level of uncertainty, but it's nowhere near the degree where we were, almost 2 years ago now. Yeah. We're, whatever uncertainty arises, it's we know the worst has come and we can certainly overcome anything. Yeah. And so now, we're just we're in that exciting stage. We're back in the water. All of our ships, we have 2 back in the water right now. We'll have all 5 back as of February 15th. And we're just, we're happy that we can see the light. We are at the light. We are at the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. We're there. We're finally there. So
love it. Yeah, there's a lot of optimism in the industry now. We're going into 2022 with a lot more momentum than we did in 2019 and 2020. Yes. So I'm really excited. You mentioned that you came from, a mass market cruise line like Royal Caribbean and worked very positioned. A lot of people don't know about Regent. And so I wanted you to explain a little bit more about the brand and what people should, or travelers should expect when they're thinking about going on a Regent Seven Seas cruise?
Absolutely. So, Regent's promise is to deliver the most exclusive and luxurious experience to our guests and our travel partners. For over 30 years, we've been delivering an unmatched experience as far as service is concerned. And also, we deliver the best value for luxury cruising available today. Regent Seven Seas remains the most inclusive cruise line at sea. We hear a lot of talk from our luxury partner or our luxury competitors. You hear more and more all inclusive. But what really sets Regent apart is the fact that we do remain the most inclusive luxury cruise line. And so with that, we include everything from your business class air, we have free unlimited shore excursions, all of your beverages are included. That includes all of the bars. Your mini bar is stocked daily to your liking. We have free unlimited Wi-Fi, prepaid gratuities. We also offer transfers from airport to ship, hotel, depending on your accommodations with us. A pre or post land program is included with some of our more exotic itineraries. Free specialty restaurants, Wi-Fi, I think I mentioned already. And we also just introduced our free laundry. And we did that because of the pandemic. So that's something that came out of the pandemic. Our ships do have laundrettes on each deck for our guests. On those longer cruises, believe it or not, our guests do kind of enjoy gathering and having kind of happy hours in our laundrette. So that's something we had to think about. And so we came up with offering free laundry for our guests moving forward on all of our itineraries, regardless of the change, with how things get with the pandemic.
Oh, that's amazing. I love the all inclusions.
Yes.
A lot of people don't want to be nickel of the dime, and people are looking for a package, everything all included so that they know from the very beginning what they're going to spend. And so the luxury market in cruising is such a small niche, it's such targeted. So when people think about like, hey, should I try a Regent experience, what is that like? How can they get over that hump? And how do you know if you're an ideal traveler or client for this brand?
So I would say if you're someone that's looking at a high-end suite on a contemporary line or an average suite on a premium line, we have a very useful tool. It's our value comparison, where we compare our all-inclusive per diem rate to other luxury as well as premium cruise lines. And when you add it all up in the end, while it seems like that initial lead-in price is saving you money, you actually end up spending more in the end, and you have to worry about it throughout your entire vacation. Not only that, you're spending more money, and you're on ships with thousands of people in some cases, compared to the most we have on board is 750 guests, and our least is 490, and then in between is 700. Oh, wow. So it's when you see that, when you see someone that's looking to spend a lot of money with a contemporary or premium cruise line in a high-end suite, do the value comparison, add the numbers up, and it speaks for itself. You have the money to spend, but you're not getting that same experience. And if you go with Regent, you're just going to have that much better experience all across the board.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it talks a lot when, I think I saw the post that your world cruise sold out in 3 hours, yeah. 3 hours and 30 minutes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so, when you talk about value, people have an expectations, they know what they're buying. I think, and if anyone knows anything about world cruises, they are not cheap. I think the entry level world cruise was like 40,000 and went all the way up to 220,000.
Exactly.
And they sold out in 3 hours.
Yes. And with that, we also, we have even more inclusions with our world cruise. So some of those would be, we offer free standard medical service on board. All of your visa packages and things like that are included. First class air is included on your flights. Mm-hmm. So we do offer more inclusions with those longer grand voyages and world cruises as well.
Wow, amazing. Mm-hmm. One day you're gonna
yes, one day. Exactly.
Well, I mean, we talked about the niche and how it's, like how to recognize those people. But during the pandemic, a lot of people were, self-reflecting, trying to find meaning, trying to do things a little bit more different just to get more, I guess, to fill all their bucket list wants and needs. Have you saw any like new destinations pop up or a bigger demand during the pandemic, or now even at the light during the pandemic?
As far as destinations, Med, Northern Europe, and Alaska remain our most popular itineraries, especially amongst our first-time Regent guests. Mm-hmm. We do see a very high demand as well with any of our Tokyo itineraries. We don't do a lot of them, so we do see a very high demand there. But one change in demand wasn't necessarily related to destination, but length of cruise and the amount of cruises being taken per year. So we're seeing guests book longer sailings in higher categories, where they typically would take 2 or 3 7 to 10 night cruises a year in a lower category. Now they're either booking more of those short trips in higher categories or longer trips also in higher categories. So that's something that we have seen different. Booking early is not a change for us. Our guests do book early. That's always something that's really important with Regent, because we do, have these long exotic itineraries. So people tend to book ahead. And our prices consistently increase quarterly. So we do not train our guests to wait to the last minute for a great deal. we increase, the demand is there. So we don't, we've always seen our guests book early.
Well, and just for perspective, when we say book early, how early is it? Like we're talking about
how early? For example, this last August, we just launched our spring 2023 through spring 2024 itineraries. It's 2021 and our 2024 world cruise sold out in 3 hours. So 3 years in advance, we're looking at, it depends on the itinerary, of course. Caribbean, you'll see a little closer in, sometimes Med. Alaska early too, that books really quickly. Alaska does book fast, and it's high demand for families as well. So
that's so amazing. Your ships are like the what's happening New York restaurant that everyone's trying to get.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get in. You can't get in. I sometimes have travel agents contact me and they're upset that they can't, we're completely waitlisted, and I it's a good problem. It's a great problem to have. I wish I could build you another suite, but it's not a bad problem for us to have. being completely sold out. So
true. It's a great problem. And I think that kind of leads into my next question with Regent Seven Seas Grandeur being starting construction.
Yes.
And the reason why I bring this up is the experience that travelers can expect on this new ship, because it also has an $11,000 Regent Suite. So can you talk about the new construction of the Grandeur and this unbelievable suite that I can't wait to see?
Of course. So the Regent Suite, my background is the Regent Suite on our Seven Seas Splendor. This is the living area. I'm not actually there. I wish I was. So the Regent Suite is not just exclusive to the Grandeur, but to our Explorer class. So she was introduced with the Seven Seas Explorer. There's only one of her on the Explorer Splendor, and then we'll have one on the Grandeur. Yes, it is $11,000 per person per day. But she is really the most exclusive address at sea. She comes in so on the Grandeur specifically, I'm just looking at these numbers, 4,443 square feet. The suite itself is 3,216 square feet with a balcony of 1,227 square feet. And the suite includes 2 spacious bedrooms, 2.5 marble stone detailed bathrooms, 1 full-service in-suite spa, and a large private balcony overlooking the bow. So that in-suite spa, we also provide in-suite spa services to our Regent Suite guests as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That must be like the Jeff Bezos suite or something.
Yeah, it's bigger than my house.
I'm looking at it. It looks bigger than my living room.
And it's just the living room. That's just the living room.
I was like, man, Janelle has a very nice house.
Oh God, my goodness, no. I wish.
But I mean, again, and that's how attention to detail, how exquisite the experience is going to be. It's not like you're on a cruise ship. It's like you're in a fairy tale experience. Yeah. I mean, it looks beautiful, and just the design, the architecture. It seems like it's going to be an unforgettable experience. So I can't wait to actually see it.
Yeah, the renderings that we've seen so far are just incredible. When we introduced the Explorer, coming from a Royal Caribbean celebrity, I'm used to these big, extravagant, just really innovative, different ships. And so the smaller ships, I was interested to see how wowed I would be by them. And man, I've just been blown away. They're absolutely gorgeous. The Explorer was absolutely gorgeous. And then we outdid her with Splendor. And I'm already seeing on the Grandeur, just the colors, the textures, the artwork, the architecture, the inspiration behind it. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it's not. It also is the perfect combination of luxury, but comfort at the same time. It's not stuffy at all. So that's really important about our brand too. It's luxury, but comfortable luxury.
Yeah, I mean, especially for the amount that you pay and for the experience that you want to experience, you want to make sure that you're comfortable. There's a lot of times that you may feel like you're like an imposter syndrome, or you don't know what to do. But I think it's really important that on vacation you should feel uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And through the pandemic, was there something that a new feature, benefit that you maybe enhanced during this time to really show your value for the clients and consumers?
What we did introduce during the pandemic was our Regent Reassurance, where we allowed, guests were scared to book. There was this uncertainty. When are we going to, will I lose my money? So we introduced the Regent Reassurance, where we guaranteed 100% future cruise credit in the event, the guest wanted to cancel up until 48 hours prior. Those rules changed a little as things got better. So, there's different rules and regulations depending on what time of year you booked and things like that. But we really wanted to make sure that our guests felt safe and comfortable booking and weren't worried about losing their money in the event, we had to cancel. So we did introduce that.
That's awesome. I think that's an important characteristic, because, when we did traveler sentiments, when it comes to like assurances and confidence when booking with travelers, one of their biggest things was flexibility over safety and health.
Yes.
Which I thought was hilarious, because I was just like, wow, we're in the pandemic and flexibility is still the number one thing that people are looking for. So that was kudos to you guys in Regent for really recognizing that that need for our consumers. Again, I don't like taking too much time, because I know we're all busy, excited with the travel rebound. But, Janelle, is there any last minute thoughts or tips and advice you can give to our viewers? Anything you can share?
My biggest tip and advice right now, especially in this post-COVID world, is make sure you're booking your travel with an advisor. I think that's one of the biggest takeaways that came of the pandemic, is the value and the importance of an experienced advisor. And things are not going to go back to the way they used to be. It's a new world. There's going to be new requirements. There's going to be a lot to keep up with. Our consumers are really smart and savvy these days, but when it comes to, policies, procedures, protocols, your advisor is the expert and the absolute best way to go. And I can't stress it enough how important our advisors have been during the pandemic for us as suppliers and for our guests. And so my biggest recommendation is please, please, please book with your advisors.
Thank you so much, Janelle, for being here and participating in our show. And with that comment, you're like our favorite guest so far. So ding, 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 you win.
Well, it's the truth.
So awesome. But yeah, we would love to have you on the show in the future. And I guess update us with, what's going on with Regent, especially with the new travel revitalization and people just being excited to get out of their homes.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you again. Take care.
All right, Alvin. Take care. Thank you. Bye.
So Janelle's awesome. I'm so glad to have her on the show and really represent the Regent brand. We talk about different niches and different preferences when it comes to traveling, and the luxury market is a hot commodity right now. People are really looking to having meaningful experiences with their families and loved ones. I think for anyone who's looking for that new, unparalleled, unrivaled experience, looking for memories to create, definitely check Regent Seven Seas and see their itineraries that offer unlimited itineraries all around the world. Now, if you're unsure, we definitely love to help all of our clients. So please reach out to our award-winning travel agency, TravelWise International, at 301-248-8898. Or you can visit us on the web at www.itravelwise.com. We can help you plan the most amazing vacation while removing the stress and anxiety of planning or managing it. But thank you to all of our viewers and listeners who've been able to join us on our show today. You can always catch our show every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time or 3 p.m. East Coast time on PHLV Radio. So take care. Until next time, smart people, travel wise.
Is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV.